from the wrong side of the tracks. She really built herself up, and it really, she really, kind of gave herself some self-esteem and tried, work towards that portion where she just took martial arts, ran with it, and really, I mean, she's been impressive up until her UFC days, which I think even the cuts weren't probably the greatest in the world, but and she's only had 2 losses, and she only had 2 losses in the UFC before she got cut, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Which makes no fucking sense to me, quite honestly. But what do I know?
Exactly.
No fight or anything.
Yeah, because there's some people they keep around for, after having 4 or 5 losses. Oh, Madonna. But anyway.
What kind of cough that I get? Holy shit. Anyway.
But anyway. But she's on a free fight win streak now. I mean, she wants to be the first woman ever to hold 2 Invicta championships. If she wins tomorrow, she might go after the strawweight championship. She might call out the strawweight champ. So we'll have to see what happens there. But Pearl's ground game obviously very solid as well. It'll be interesting to see it. I predict right now that if Vanessa wins it, she's going to win it. She's going to win it by decision. It'll be a long, grueling match, if so. But if Pearl wins it, I won't be surprised if Pearl pulls off the submission win. But we'll have to see kind of what happens there as well. How do you see it going between Vanessa and Pearl?
I see Porto coming in with very heavy hands to try and stop her at either the first or the second. If this goes past that, I think that she's going to start slowing down because Porto in her striking almost reminds me in a way, Amanda's. Like, she puts 100% in every single fucking punch she throws, every single strike. But when she can't hit you or somehow you fucking survive, she looks a lot more tired. So I can see a submission win from Pearl, excuse me. But I also see the potential that you got to duck and dive around Porto because after seeing in person what kind of bullshit she can put on someone's face, big fucking yikes.
Okay, let's talk about the co-main event, which is one of the semifinals in this flyweight contenders tournament. Milena Dudieva versus Karina Rodriguez. Milena has been on a roll as of late since her drop to flyweight. I got to see her, I think, one of her last matches. I think it was a year ago. I got to see one of her matches. Really, really solid, from her. It's been great to be able to see how much she's improved. And again, this gal's a veteran. She's a 19-fight veteran coming into this. She was fighting a lot of her fights. A lot of her losses came at very heavier weights. I think she probably fought as high as 145 pounds. But she looks really, really great at flyweight. Karina Rodriguez currently training with Alexa Grasso and Team Grasso out there as well. Have very heavy hands, obviously, with her. It'll be interesting to see, again, and interesting to see how things kind of go in terms of it. It might be a nice striker's delight in terms of this as well. I'm interested to see how this kind of goes. What's your thoughts?
To be honest, I don't know anything quite too much about these girls. However, if you are training with Grasso, you're going to have not only heavy hands, you're going to have impressive footwork. And footwork with striking is what does the job.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I mean, I got to eat Milana really, after her win in Invicta last year. It was about a year ago because when they were down in Utah last January, I was able to drive down and cover it live. It was a while since I've covered an Invicta, but for once they were actually close by. But
for once.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting to say the least on that as well. But I wouldn't sleep on Dudieva. Actually, let's see here. I'm trying to find it. She was. It was the third. It was March of last year that she fought, and it's been roughly about. It's been almost a year since she's been fighting. She was supposed to have a fight with Brogan Walker Sanchez, who was canceled out of this fight. So that's where Karina kind of came into it as well. So I'm interested to see how the layoff kind of went with her. But I can tell you that that she has such she might have had a year of just improving herself. So it'll be interesting to see the least. The featured bout on the fight card is another semifinal in the flyweight tournament. Deanna Bennett versus Miranda Maverick. Obviously Bennett has a lot more experience. Maverick's the young gun, really tough, really strong.
She is the definition of country strong, man. She's very tough. She's very durable. She's withstood stuff that I honestly thought would put down other people in her division. So this is going to be interesting.
It should be, and I think that Bennett is right now training out East Coast now, and she's I think she finally found a camp that she really likes. I think with Deanna it's always about mindset. What kind of mindset that she has? I mean, I think there was a period at which when she was kind of switching gyms and trying to figure out what was going on, that that was when she was getting her losses. She wasn't really getting that much of a concentration in terms of it, but I think now that Bennett has found a solid camp, that her mindset's going to get correct, is going to correct for this fight, and she looked absolutely fabulous. I saw some of the photos that they took this week for the press, and she looked absolutely great. Miranda, like I said, up and coming star. It'll be interesting to see how her strength and wrestling kind of match up in this as well versus a crafty veteran. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I almost want to give the edge to Deanna, but we'll have to see how she is after the first round. After the first round, I could probably tell you how the rest of the fight's going to go. But it'll be interesting to see if Deanna can pull some tricks out of her sleeve to face Maverick on. But what's your kind of thoughts on this?
I noticed a lot of growth personally from Deanna Bennett when she fought Kelly Colbold in Vegas for Tough Enough, who was doing a co-promotion with a organization from Canada. So they had that out here. Her movement changed. Her striking got a little better. And I think her mindset was definitely better. She didn't seem as glum because I've met her in the past a few times. She seemed like something was bugging her, but not that time. So I know, and it was a very close loss in my opinion when she fought Colbold. So I think that if in the time since that fight to now, she's had enough time to readjust things. I think she can pull a lot more tricks out of the bag, and hopefully have it be able to endure the very durable Miranda Maverick.
Yeah, again, it's kind of an interesting fight, just to kind of on paper what's going to go on between the two. So we'll have to see what kind of happens there. Tracy, another. There's a lot of flyweight fights on this card. Tracy Cortez and Erin Blanchfield. I think this is going to be considered a reserve fight in the tournament. So if somebody gets injured or whatever, the winner of this could probably step in. Tracy Cortez and Erin Blanchfield. Erin Blanchfield I've covered for a very long time, even before she went into MMA. If you guys check out some of my old Future Stars columns, I do have one on Erin Blanchfield back when she was 14 or 15. Really crafty veteran in terms of her jiu-jitsu. Her striking is coming along pretty nicely. But it'll be interesting to see how Cortez kind of uses that, and if she can try to stuff some of the takedowns that Blanchfield has. So it'll be an interesting fight. If Blanchfield wins this, it'll be a kind of she'll quickly climb up the ranks in terms of the 125-pound division. What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts on that. Hey, this is another striker versus grappler bout, in my opinion. So. I hate these because these are the ones I have a hard time predicting. Because I've only seen one fight apiece of each of these women, and I didn't really have them at my radar until after those fights. They are both very talented. Those grappling speed, though, was fast on Blanchfield. I'm going to give it to her, just because I see her do very fast takedowns, and I'm not sure about the takedown defense of her opponent.
Yeah, I mean, Erin's jiu-jitsu is very high level, and she's been training it for forever. That's been the interesting.
Given that you had her on that Future Stars that long, I sure hope
Yeah. And that's the thing with this generation is the fact that they're getting involved so much, in terms of getting training early. I've always said this, and I sound like a broken record, but you see these little girls cry out for wrestling in the middle school and high school level, and then they work that way up on that, and that's where we're gonna see the future of this, because these girls are already thinking in the back of their minds they want to be fighters when they grow up. So it's been interesting because back in the day, like Kelly Cobalt, I mean, you just go into a gym, you become an MMA fighter. That's you were a raw talent. That was it. Or you came from a big, huge BJJ background, or you were a striker. You knew Muay Thai and you just wanted to go over and change it. Or you're a boxer and you wanted to go over and do it. Nowadays, it's just that mindset that 15, 16 years old. I want to become an MMA fighter someday.
And you know what? Wrestling is, in my opinion, because I used to be so uneducated on the joys of wrestling, it is the best thing to do because I have a sibling who now wrestles. And seeing just the warm-ups and the athleticism demand of the warm-ups alone is unprecedented. So all these little girls coming up in wrestling now wanting to be to do MMA, there's no better way. You don't get the same hustle, you don't the same grind or any of that from any other martial art, in my opinion. Unlike wrestling. Wrestling will make you cry. This shit is hard, and if you can get through it, god damn, you can get through anything. I mean, we don't hear this, but seeing it and living through it is the truest shit ever.
Yeah. Shameless plug. You guys can check out the trailer for Girls Grappling and Grit on Wombat Sports' YouTube channel. We'll have some big news coming up, hopefully around March 1st. On when we're going to have that premiere. So be on the lookout for that. And you guys will learn all about the idea of these girls wanting to start wrestling and why it's important for them to. So definitely check that out as well. Now we come to what was going to be the fourth match on the card, but it has been scratched. I feel very, very, very bad for Faith. She worked so hard. She was out for so long. And really, we needed her in there as well. We needed a good a bantamweight contender when it came to it. But Helena came over 11 pounds overweight. 11 pounds. That's right. 11 pounds over. So the that's a scratch.
Because even if this was a lightweight for 155, for people who don't know, you still would have missed weight then. Like, what the fuck happened? Holy shit.
Yeah, so, I have no clue how in the hell, and she's training, I think she's training out of the U.S. now, so it wasn't like she had to come all the way in from Russia to be able to cut the weight. It was just unbelievable why she came in that heavy. And like I said, I feel very bad for Faith, because she had to take a 24-hour plane ride from New Zealand all the way here to the United States in order to fight.
Stab somebody for that shit.
Yeah, and
just go to the parking lot and fucking fight them. Oh my god, no.
Yeah, but I know Shannon's going to do right by her. They're probably going to give her her personal win bonus. But it's very disappointing to see that she didn't. And like I said, it's been a long time, and really we need that featherweight contender, because we have a featherweight champion looking for So. We have a featherweight champion that's looking for a contender. So, it was absolutely disappointing to be able to see that. But maybe Faith will get the championship shot. We don't know. But, really disappointing. So that fight is officially off the card. And I will mention that these next three fights that we're going to be mentioning will be on Facebook. So if you guys don't have UFC Fight Pass, head over to Invicta's Facebook tomorrow night. You'll be able to watch them for free.
That's why Invicta is cool, boys and girls. They do cool shit for people.
Yeah. Another flyweight match between Victoria Leonardo and Jamie Little Cannon Milanowski. Victoria's coming.
Oh boy, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, Victoria's coming off a huge win. She looked really great in her Invicta debut. Jamie's really looking to try to get past her even point. She's 2-2 right now. She's really looking for a really good win. A win here would actually, would